Russ, it looks like you got a stat sheet. What sort of impresses you about what you're looking at?
Well, I think right off the bat is that we ran the ball, pretty effectively, 160 yards, held them 33 carries for 106 yards. Thought that was a great effort by our guys up front. They got a couple big plays on us in the passing game. I mean, one was extremely contested by Amir, and the other one, is, I think it was on a naked here. They got a big one on us, but I thought our guys played really hard, and obviously, I thought we ran the ball effectively, and we really played the run real well.
Hey, Russ, could you update us on Joe Mancuso's situation?
Yeah, he's got his right pointer finger is injured. We'll know more on Monday on him.
Index finger.
Yeah, is that one is index?
That's that. There you go.
I point with that one.
Hey, how about that? Along those same lines, Bo looked like he kept it together for you, kept you moving. Could you speak to his performance?
He's pretty cool out there. You'd be surprised. He doesn't get rattled very easily. We just got to get him, if Joe can't go, we just got to get him as many reps as possible. We got to get him in sync with our wideouts. He threw a quick slant in there early, looked really good. I'm sure he would like to hit a couple of those. Two of them were into the wind. He kind of underthrew them a little bit. He's got to get that thing outside. And then the last one with Leroy was a little bit open and kind of overthrew that one, but he'll get better at those things. He's a pretty accurate thrower. He's a very efficient runner. And he doesn't let things bother him. So, if we go with Bo, we'll feel pretty good.
You were concerned about the peril involved in covering kicks and punts for obvious reasons. Is there anything you can do to avoid that sort of thing, or it's just special teams issues are associated with these sorts of games?
Well, the kicks, if one kickoff that they returned, one was out of bounds. The other one was kicked into the end zone. The other one, I think they returned it to the 21. So we did a nice job there. Obviously, they kicked every one of theirs into the end zone. And then on punt, I was nervous. We practiced extremely hard this week. I was very concerned. The guy that returns them is a tremendous athlete. He popped one against Middle Tennessee. We had to be spot on in where we put that ball, the hang time that we had on it, and the two that he returned. I know one got called back. We kicked it back across the field. To the middle of the field, kind of where we weren't covering. We had to keep that ball at the sideline, and again, we practiced it. And he punted. Aaron punted 9 times, and 7 of them were really good. We were extremely effective, and 2 of them, weren't. And when you get all that space out there, there's a lot of space, a lot of room. I would hope that we had some guys getting off blocks, could have got him down on the first one. But, that punt return they had looked exactly like the Middle Tennessee. Exactly like he did against Middle. It was, just the same thing right there. So, our punter's really good. We just got to make sure he knows that, we'll give up distance, with a return guy like that for placement. And and we talked about it, we practiced it and worked hard and really emphasized it. And it's just like anybody. Defensive guys miss tackles, offensive guys drop balls or whatever, and quarterbacks throw interceptions, and sometimes they're not perfect, but we knew that would be a dangerous guy back there with the ball in his hands.
Russ, you guys seem a lot more optimistic following a loss than normal. Do you think that in the locker room they all feel the same way, that outside of that punt return, this is a really even game?
Yeah, I think so. We're disappointed. We wanted to win the game. We didn't know how it would transpire, but we came in and we practiced to win. And we got the thing to 14-10. And, it was, they got a couple first downs and to pop that big one. Again, Amir had great coverage. Guy makes a great play. And, but, I thought defensively we played good enough to win, played excellent defense. And that's the kind of defense you want to play. I mean, when you can hold an ACC opponent to 14 points and, force them to punt, 6 times and get a key turnover, those things, I thought our defense played well.
Coach, kind of in that same vein, in terms of the defensive play today, how much of a building block is that going into the meat of conference play coming up?
It'll be huge. We're pretty young. Amir Hall, I thought Amir played really, really hard, made some plays. They tried to pick on him some and really didn't get him a whole lot. But he's just a freshman. We're kind of a little inexperienced in the back end. Tyreek's first time really playing was last spring. So we're a little bit, it's a little bit rougher back there, but our front seven, we got a bunch of older guys. We expect them to stop the run. We expect them to get after the quarterback. And I thought Coach Wood called a great game today. He mixed up the pressures. We got after him. And mix up some pressures and got to him and forced some bad throws.
Hey, Tyler, John O'Connor, Richmond Times-Dispatch. Thank you for coming. About assessing the defensive performance today after that first drive, did anything change or just acclimate to the speed and surroundings?
Can you repeat the question one more time? Sorry, we were having some technical issues.
Yes, sir. After that first drive, it appeared as though Richmond acclimated to the surroundings and speed of the game. I wonder if that's how you saw it and what allowed Richmond to hang in there defensively after that first drive.
Yeah, I mean, it's an electric environment, and, they had that first drive successfully on us, but we were able to calm down. We were able to adjust and go from there. But, I really give it to my guys. They came out and fought every single rep, and, we won a lot of battles today. So I know even though we lost, I'm extremely proud of them.
Thank you.
Sally, you get the feeling that this was, except for that punt return, this is a really even game. Did you get that feeling?
Absolutely. I mean, we didn't come into this game thinking, let's just survive, let's just get through it. We came to this game expecting to win the football game. So
when Joe goes out, what's the mood like on the sideline? What's said?
There was a lot of adversity, throughout the game. And, when that play came up, I didn't see any panic through anybody's eyes. I think Bo did a fantastic job of stepping up to the plate and going out there and executing and making some plays.
What do you learn from this? What do you take from it moving on?
Well, there's a lot of stuff, I think the biggest thing is that we can compete with anybody. They're a Power 5 school. They bleed just like we do. And I think we played a heck of a ball game. I'm really proud. So we're going to go from here. And the next objective is to go 1-0 and beat Elon.
Hey, Tyler, how about the advantage of the offense playing a little bit of ball control, not only running it, but with short passes and how that might have helped the Richmond defense in this situation?
Huge. Yeah, anytime the offense can control the ball and control the clock, that gives the defense a break. So, kudos to them. The offense did a great job today.
Hey, Tyler, this is Chris Heidel from Hermiston Radio in Baltimore. Talk about the crowd noise. I know Blacksburg is a very noisy place for visitors. How did you guys get yourself acclimated to that noise?
Yeah, from the defensive perspective, obviously it wasn't too bad. But I will say for the offense, throughout the week, we actually had the crowd playing throughout the stadium. We would put that on the speakers. So I feel like we were prepared.
Yeah,
Tyler, as you guys move into 7 straight CAA games, I'm wondering how this feels coming out of here in terms of not a moral victory, but certainly some confidence was built, I presume.
Yeah, and I think especially for the defense, Virginia Tech is the type of team that's going to try to run the ball down your throat. And I think we held them, tell me if I'm wrong, maybe around 100 yards rushing somewhere in there. So I'm extremely proud. We built confidence up on defense. We're never happy with a loss, that's for sure. But I think we're going to go into the film room. We're going to clean it up and we're going to go from there.
Tyler, on the sequence where they tried to run the fake punt that you guys sniffed out, and then that turns around as, a pretty big swing. How kind of critical was that for shutting down that drive for your defense?
I think it was huge. We actually didn't execute very well on that play, and I think the punter didn't throw a very good ball. But I think the biggest part of that was a huge momentum change.
Bo, John O'Connor from the Richmond paper here. Thank you for coming. What was the game plan with you taking over there? Did it change much? And how do you think you did in unusual circumstances?
I'm not sure we really changed the game plan too much. I just think we noticed that we were doing a great job running the ball against those guys. Our O-line played phenomenally, and our running backs, they ran hard. So I think we wanted to lean on them a little more today once we saw we could roll with them. And my hat's off to the guys up front and the backs. They just did a great job today.
Aside from that punt return, this is a really even game. You guys get that feeling as well?
Oh, yes, we definitely feel like we can play with anybody. Shout out to Virginia Tech. Those guys are a great team. But just going through this game, we definitely think that we can step on the field with anybody at any time. So my hat's off to the team today. We really fought hard. Definitely not the result we wanted or expected. We came in expecting to win this game. We're disappointed, but we're going to keep some momentum going and push forward.
How key was it for you guys to take advantage of that turnover in the first half and score on the very next play?
That was big. Scoring on that play, we knew we had to get points in the red zone because we knew any opportunity they had, any opening we had to execute and hit it as hard as we could. So the offensive line did a great job on that run play. Savon hit the hole and got it in for 6. That was a huge play for us.
How do things change for you moving forward if you are to start again or, take a more active role? What's this next week going to be like?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure it's going to change too much. My job as the backup quarterback is to always stay ready. So I'm definitely praying for Joe. I hope he comes back 100% as quickly as he can. But my job as the backup is to always stay ready. So I always have to prepare as if something like this is going to happen. So I'm ready to go in the game at any point.
Hey, Bo, could you share your thoughts on perhaps the confidence built through the ball control Richmond was able to execute against a Power 5 team?
It definitely, I think it was a good thing for us once we saw that we were moving the ball. A lot of times we got stopped. It was mainly because of things that we were doing to ourselves. We had a lot of penalties today, a lot of things that we can just clean up that are simple things that we know that we can do better. But when we were executing, when we were doing what we were supposed to do, we moved the ball on those guys, and that's a really good team. So we were definitely, I'm happy with those guys and the way they fought. But this is going to build a lot of confidence going forward that we can move the ball on anybody and we can always sustain drives.
You have played one CAA opponent, but now it's all CAA opponents. I wonder how your mindset is moving into that stretch.
Yeah, the CAA is a tough league. A lot of great teams that we're going to be facing here in the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be a grind, but we're built for it. That's the one thing about our team. I love the way our team, we compete. We're ready to compete with anybody. And we know that we're going to get a lot of fist fights. Like last week against Villanova, that was a great team. A fist fight with them came down to the wire. This week, fist fight again. We know that we're built for those types of games. We're ready for them. We've been in them before, and we're just expecting that going forward, and we're ready for them.
Hey, Bo, this is Chris Idell from Hermiston Radio in Baltimore. Talk about the environment there, because I know Blacksburg is not great for visiting teams, and I know over the years it gets like into your head. How did you get yourself focused trying to march the ball down the field with that crowd?
Yeah, honestly, I thought the environment was a lot of fun. It definitely presented a lot of challenges. We had a few communication errors. But at the end of the day, football is football. Once you're on the field, you just kind of had to block that stuff out and just play your game. And I thought for much of the game, we did a great job of that. And just tuning the crowd out, no matter how crazy it was, how loud it was. I mean, that's probably a first for a lot of guys on our team, and it's probably one of the crazier crowds that we'll see in our careers. But I thought we did a great job handling it today, and I'm proud of my guys.
Bo, it's kind of in that same vein, you mentioned staying ready, but do you have to fight any sort of butterflies or any that sort of thing when you first come out on the field and you're in Lane Stadium with that crowd?
You know what? I just focus on myself. I don't really I try to tune everything out, and I know that if I do what I'm supposed to do, I'm going to execute. So I wouldn't say I was too nervous. I was ready to go at any moment. And when Joe went down, I'm praying for him to get back. But I was ready to go, and I'm just glad the way my team fought today.
And in terms of any sort of building blocks that you feel like you can take in the CAA play, what do you think the primary one is from today?
I love the fact that we've had some early season battles. We've been tested early. by playing some great teams. But now we know that we can play with anybody. We can go toe to toe. We can look people eye to eye. So just going forward, we're going to come out swinging on every opponent that we play. So I'm glad that we were able to do that early in this season, and just moving forward for the grind of the CAA.